should get rolling. So I'm Christy. I'm the writer of the ADHD Tarot and Not Your Average Athlete. And Sam here is the writer of Wandering Willow. And we haven't done a live together for a while, and we figured it was a good time during Gemini season. I'm a Gemini sun. I believe you said you're a Gemini moon.
Yep.
And so we're both kind of, I'll start by saying I'm a skeptic of astrology. Like I enjoy it and I want to believe in it, but I tend to sort of half and half do so. I'm more of a tarot person and as a way of self-reflecting. And Sam, I think, is a more in tune with zodiac than I am. Is that right?
I mean, I love astrology. I'm not a professional, but
Yeah.
astrology is my jam. I feel like it explains everything. So that's my lens.
I feel like you're the opposite end of the spectrum. Well, I'm maybe in the middle of the spectrum, but I feel like you have more of an understanding of it in general than I do because you study it more and it's something you find more interesting. I just have a hard time fully understanding like the angles, the degrees, the planets. So I know that I'm a Gemini and I believe I'm a rising Libra, I think, and I don't even know what my moon is. I sometimes know what my moon is. I don't know right now. So that's where we're at. But yeah, we're kind of chatting about Gemini season and how we're experiencing that. I've been experiencing a lot more overthinking, perseverating about the future, which may or may not be Gemini season, but I think that's kind of a very active sign mentally. So it's kind of funny because I don't identify as a Gemini. Like when I read about who Geminis are, like very bold people, like Joan Collins is a Gemini. Don't know if you remember her from Dynasty and all that. Who else? There's another person, very bold entertainer. Well, Donald Trump is a Gemini. So, like, none of these people do I identify with in my style of presenting myself, but I am also a performer. For 25 years, I was a figure skater, competing and performing in ice shows. And actually, the only reason I competed is because I wanted to go to skate in Stars on Ice. And the only way you could do that is by being an Olympian. So, my whole thing was ice shows. So, I guess I am a performer. I just don't see myself that way. And I like acting and background acting and all this stuff. So, I guess it shows up in different ways. Like, how do you feel it shows up for you?
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, okay, so I love astrology. How does it show up? I mean, overthinking is real. It's an air sign. It's very mental and very in the head. And I think the balance to that is like grounding and getting into nature and feeling your body senses, which I've actually been naturally doing. And I think that's really the medicine for this season. I had to look up who are like famous Geminis. I never remember who like famous people are like when their birthdays and stuff. Like Marilyn Monroe, apparently that's her birthday today. Tom Holland, the Spider-Man series, like Spider-Man. And Morgan Freeman. I hope I don't have to say who Morgan Freeman is. I think we all know who Morgan Freeman is. But yeah, it's his birthday today too. And so, yeah, I mean, but I think there's probably a famous person, like, every sign. Like, you don't have to be a specific sign to be like an actor, which I think those were all actors I named. And that's like the thing about astrology too. Like you're more than just your sun sign. And especially when you're saying you don't resonate with your sun sign, I don't know, maybe you resonate more with like your rising sign, like the Libra, which like I can see in you. That's how your rising sign is how we dawn on people. And so like the figure skating and like that very like elegant, there's like that element of just like beauty and elegance, and that to me is like Libra big time. And the fact that you overthink, again, Libra's another air sign. So, and
I
also
think
you're
they're
literally
very logical.
like, what's that?
I think they're logical too, where they tend to overbalance on logic with emotions, like overcompensating with logic.
I've seen it go either way with people, with folks. So it's again, like those the other signs like that form that like piece of the pie. Like the sun sign is just like that one piece of the pie.
Yeah.
And I don't know like a lot about like the angles and like opposite and all that stuff. But yeah, I guess it is funny. Like you're a sun Gemini and I'm a moon Gemini, and like technically like there's a little bit of opposition there. I don't know if that's technically opposition. I'm getting like called out on not knowing my stuff. Like the last live I did, I got the 4 of Cups and 5 of Cups completely mixed up. And I meant to talk about the 4 cups. So, yeah, the mental stuff, like it goes both ways. Like just because it rules communication doesn't mean like that it's good. or and just because it rolls like the mental realm doesn't mean that it's like all good. Like it's sometimes it's like a little bit jumbly.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think it's funny because I'm jumping ahead a bit, but we were talking about all this, and before we went live, I was just shuffling, and this card came out, and I'm gonna show everyone. I don't know if you can read it, if it's mirror or not, but
The panic
it's
button.
the panic button,
Yeah.
and that's like the card where you see the person in bed and all the swords are above them, and they're sort of freaking out, and they have their head in their hands. And I feel like that's pretty on spot on for how a lot of us are experiencing this particular moment in time. You know, it's just like sort of panicking, overthinking, and I think that's warranted in some cases, but I think it's also a lot of it is what you're doing to yourself. And that's what this card is about basically is, you know, yeah, you're going through something, you're having these fears and nightmares, but a lot of it is on you that you're putting it out there and you're overthinking and over dramatizing something that hasn't even happened yet. So I feel like this is my official card of the season. You know, it's kind of a reminder.
Yeah, I love that like there's always that lens that like we view it through in our own interpretations and everything. Overthinking is definitely one of the things. I just want to say like in the chat, if you have any questions, if there's any question you want an answer with, we could pull a card for you. So yeah, if you're in the chat, just let us know any questions you might have that you want us to pull a card for. I pulled a card beforehand as well. It helps me to write about it, which I think writing is very, mine's not mirrored, but writing is very Gemini season. This is
Yeah.
Chamber of Soul Contracts from Rebecca Campbell's Inner Temple Oracle. And I get this one a lot. And I'm thinking that personally for me, it means my North Node. I have a North Node in Gemini. And so of course, I'm going to view it like through the lens of my own astrology. But it was pulled for the collective. And so I think this Gemini season is inviting us to remember why we came here now. Like I believe that we had a mission before we entered our little baby bodies. And we came in here with gifts and we're just out here trying to remember them. And some people learn their gifts at an early age. I think like Christy with like the figure skating and everything. And I'm a late bloomer, so like we will figure out our gifts at like some point, any point. Hi chat, hi Sherry, Trine, and Gloria. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll pull a card for you.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
for me it was also writing. Like my number one goal was figure skating because I wanted to be an Olympian so I could be rich and famous and become a famous actor. Because back in the 90s, if you were an Olympian, you got to do like made for TV movies, even if you couldn't act. So I was like, this is my answer, you know? And then I realized, hey, by 16, 18, I'm not going to the Olympics. So I started shifting gears and I had already been writing since I was like 6 or 7, but started like actively pursuing it as a career. And, you know, it's like I just pulled another card. This one kind of flew out. It's authenticity and the masks off. And I think a lot of us like hide what we like and what we want to do. And it's like I just read something online here about how we all tend to perform authenticity. Like part of being successful online is learning how to quote perform authenticity when in reality it's all another performance. And I think that's something I struggle with too. Like I put out a post last night without even running it through Grammarly or, you know, usually I actually put it through AI because Grammarly's winding down for me. I'm not paying them $122 again. So I just put it through Claude usually to say, hey, you know, flag any. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm putting it out there. It's as good as it's going to get. Like sometimes I feel like we need to push a little bit to be more authentic, even if it feels like it's not perfect or polished. And that's kind of this card too. Hi.
The cat has spoken. Gemini
Did you
season is
hear that?
communication, right? So communication between all beings, cats, people. It's all
She
about
just
chatting.
she's just angry that I'm not paying undivided attention to her. And there's like a ledge on my bed that she can walk like right up to within a few feet of me and just meow at my head. So that's what she does when I'm on lives or doing a podcast without fail. But now she's down. She's chilling. You're okay.
She just wants to get her 2 cents in, you know? And
I
also, hey,
feel like
notice me.
she should do lives. I feel like she might actually get more subscribers. But she's a very pretty cat. Good girl.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you know her birthday? Because like animals have astrology too.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, Sherry's thing is I'm in the season of show the flaws, let them rip. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
that's a healthy attitude, I think, especially everything is so professional online. Like there's this line between performing authenticity but also being professional. And I feel like, sometimes that gets in your way because you're not truly saying what you feel or think. It's like what's acceptable. And my cats are November 6th.
November 6th.
So
Do you know the year?
2017.
Okay. I'll look that up later.
I'm not sure. I have to tell you where
Scorpio,
they're
right?
born. Well, I'd have to tell you where they're born too, I guess, for it to really get detailed. But I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's an elective thing. I don't even know where they were born. I'd have to look up their birth stuff. But yeah. So is that what they are? Scorpio?
November, yeah. November, like late October to late November is Scorpio. The season just before mine, Sagittarius. So yeah,
Oh,
you got some
cool.
Scorpio kitties. They're
Well,
emotional.
that makes sense. That suddenly makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Astrology explains everything. See, I told you.
I'm more willing to listen to it in their circumstance rather than in my circumstance. Like I feel like
That's
there's
fair.
enough I don't know about them that I could assume that everything is explained in that. Whereas with me, I feel there's too many contradictions in me. So who knows? But
Yeah, maybe that's in your chart too. I'm not great at that, but yeah,
mm-mm.
I love that like we're talking about authenticity and unmasking and like the flaws. And I think that Gemini has this like AI quality to it. Like I don't know if like Mercury rules technology and like communication. And whenever I think of like AI, I kind of think Gemini and like vice versa. Well, actually, yeah, there's a literal AI called Gemini. So,
Yep.
yeah, I think that's really resonant, especially with Uranus and Gemini. I like, yeah, it is the time of AI, and I think we need to disrupt like our own language, our own communication, and yeah, like not have the flaws. Or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like have the flaws, not worry about the perfection. I was just in a group that was like, everyone having an MFA is the antidote to AI, and everyone was like, not really. And I was like, I actually totally disagree, because I think the way that we communicate with each other and in the natural way, not like the polished book way, the supposed to way, like those are the ways that we need to prove our humanity now.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to create a whole new way of communicating, and we might not even see a the outcome of that in like the next few years, maybe in 5 to 10. I think there's going to be new ways it helps us communicate and helps us. Like I just read a post today from somebody who disclosed they co-wrote it with AI, and they said, I know a lot of people will be annoyed with me, but I'm doing it because I wanted to get this more efficient and get all these data points, because it was about the workplace and how certain positions have been gate kept for younger generations of workers. So they pulled a bunch of stats. And I think I don't see a huge problem with it if you're feeding it the information and it's still coming from you. Like, I don't see how that's upsetting. It's no different than having an editor. I just wrote a piece for somebody locally and they changed, my lead and everything. And that's like part of the process. So I don't get as angry about it. Maybe I will if it steals my job, what I laughingly refer to as a job. But yeah, I think it's almost like horseless carriage versus, how we used to get around. We had the carriages, we had the horses, and then, hey, we have a car. and there were some people who refused to upgrade until there was no point in resisting and they had to. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. But Sherry has a question. Do you guys feel that as a writer you have a message that you always speak from? My message is always like how to get out of your own way, because I write more for myself. Like, I don't write, I don't want to say I write for myself. I write for people going through what I'm going through. So if something is in my view and something I'm struggling with, I tend to work through that in writing and help other people get through that. So that tends to be mine. I don't know what Sam's is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's such a deep question because maybe it's the word that's like always that's getting me, because I'm just like, do I always have that? I think I'm always learning. So I think that shifts as I shift and grow. Lately, it's more of what I want in life. And I just like want that self-acceptance and self-love, connection, freedom. So yeah, I think I must probably already have, like, I have personal pillars, and I think I do naturally write from that message. And it's been said that whenever you're writing, like, your audience is your younger self. So like you want like to lead the way for your younger self. So that's like another lens. Do you have a card for that, Christy?
Yeah, I'm just shuffling. Face your demons, courage. So that to me is basically just affirming what you were saying. And like, it is courageous to write about things you're going through and not try to be somebody who's above it all. And on Medium I write a lot about ADHD, and I'm sort of a quote expert on it. Even though I'm not a researcher, I become sort of a voice in that. And I kind of want to also share, like, everyone's going through things, whether you're really accomplished or not, you're still figuring things out as you go. And I think it's courageous to put that out there while you're working through it, rather than I beat this 100%, because nothing is ever 100% resolved.
That's so true. Yeah. And like, because we're not stagnant. The earth is always spinning. We're always rotating around the sun. Like, nothing is ever stagnant.
It's true.
We're always growing or decaying. I mean, however you want to look at it.
That's true. That's what somebody said to me years ago, or in my English class. Somebody said, "It's my birthday today," and the teacher said, "Congratulations, you're 1 year closer to death." And I'm like, whoa, that's harsh. And then I thought, but he's right. He's, technically he's right. I mean, maybe not the best thing to say to a 15-year-old, but he's right.
Morbidly correct, we'll say.
Yeah, it's true.
That's funny.
I'm just shuffling. I actually get better shuffling when I'm not, like, when I'm on something else. It's like my little stem, sort of, just trying to shuffle stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll chat about my 2 cards then, if you don't mind, while you're shuffling.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Go for it.
Yeah, so I talked about the Chamber of Soul Contracts, which always comes up for me. This is reminding you to notice your gifts and act on them, like follow your true north. I'm going to share what I wrote down. Remember your gifts, remember your why. You'll know it's a gift because it's something that lights you up. Cherish what makes you come alive, what you're passionate about. To trust, especially what doesn't make logical sense. That's your intuition talking to you. Oh, we have Miss Sherry in the chat. I don't know why Gemini season got me not being able to read. I feel like on won her away from writing my lived experience, whether past or present. Lost trying just to write what I think people want to read, which throws me out of authenticity. I get the ick when I write from performance. Yeah. And I think people feel that too, like energetically, especially if you're icking yourself out. Like, yeah, people know when you're not being authentic, like straight up. But Sherry's like one of the most authentic persons I know, so I just want to like shout her out. Miss Christy, if you had something. I didn't share my second card. I didn't want to like take up time.
No, I'm staring into space as I do. Um, Exploration off the beaten path. Like, I feel like this is something, again, very Gemini season, but in general, the way we figure out what we want to write about or what we want to create is, you know, exploring different things, doing things that make us uncomfortable, getting out of our comfort zone. Like for me, it was learning to mow my yard, which again doesn't sound that exciting, but like as you get older, you have to start doing more things for yourself, and you learn that you can do that, and then connect into the limitless potential. And I think everybody has something that they are, really passionate about, and they have pretty unlimited potential. I mean, I think there is a limit technically to what we can do because we live in a finite world, but it makes sense that, if you can connect to that, you can achieve a lot more than you think. So,
Yeah, I also just blanked out. Is this Gemini season or what? Yesterday was the full moon in Sagittarius, and I liked one of the cards you just pulled. It reminded me of like the opposite sign in Gemini, which is Sagittarius, and like getting out and having an adventure,
mhm.
which is also very good medicine for Gemini season.
Yeah,
um,
it's tough because I think a lot of us too, if you are overthinking, you want to stay in and do things that are comfortable. Whereas the best thing you could do is get out of your own way and go out and do something, even if you don't really feel like it, you'll eventually feel like it. So it's a practice.
yeah, just taking that first step is the hardest step, and then like once you start rolling, you're like that rolling stone and gathers no moss, and you're gonna go just feel the vibes and feel better, honestly, most of the time. If you're going to a place where you want to go, obviously. The second card I pulled today is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. I'm going to cover up a little naughty bit there. The lady is topless. We're covering her up. But it's psilocybin, which is commune, and there's mushrooms and little children on there and a fairy, and it's really just about community, honestly, like communing with the nature spirits, like using whatever land medicines you use. I use my senses. You can also like get into communication with like the body and like somatically with like your senses. And this card is like very Gemini season, very like community, and sharing your gifts in community, like going out of your comfort zone and joining community. And community to me is honestly, I mean, I'm probably like the character on this card, like out there in the forest with fairies and mushrooms and just like chilling out there. I'm out there on the deck every day with the cats, just like talking to the birds and the trees. So that's my community.
Nice. Yeah, my birds just came back. I put my bird feeder out and they're finally enjoying it. So I have one of those feeders that has a video and camera, so I could see who's visiting. It's usually sparrows, but we have a lot of blue jays around here and I see them hanging out. So,
Yeah, that's cool. Someone else from like New England-ish area said they have a lot of blue jays. We have like literally like one, like, and he comes like in May-ish, April, May. Like I swear it is legitimately just like one. That's the only one I see. They're so pretty though.
yeah, they're a little bit aggressive, but they're fun. They're fun to see. They fly really abruptly past my window, so I see them just. It's really strange. It almost looks like they want to hit the house, but yeah.
The robins and cardinals have been flying really close to my house and me outside. A robin like literally almost like flew into my head. Like I was like, what is going on? Very
Hmm.
close. Brian says feeder with a camera. I have to get one. Yeah, that sounds so freaking cool. One of my friends like linked up her camera to like share with me so I can like see it. But you have to, I don't know. It was like weird. You have to pay like a lot of money to like live stream. Bird Buddy.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So it's actually Bird Buddy, but the company, I actually got one when they first came out on Kickstarter years ago,
Oh wow.
and I got it at a reduced price, obviously. And then now they have several generations later, they have better cameras. Like you could do, they have an AI component, of course. You can add images, like you can add accents to your images. You could put frames on them. And I'm like, yeah, this seems like too much. But I like it because I can see what the birds are doing and kind of get an idea of when I have to refill it, which is helpful.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know. I'm really noticing that you said like this feels like too much. That that's that Gemini. Sometimes like there can be like too many bells and whistles. Like sometimes you just want the camera to watch your birds and see if the food needs filled. You don't need like the photo frames and all that. And then like it's such a distraction too for like neurodivergent people, like ADHD people, like just to have all those bells and whistles. Like sometimes you just want the thing. I was looking
Yeah.
into a Remarkable Pro paper thingy. I don't know if you've ever looked into those. Those are so expensive. It's a
I don't even know
tablet.
what it said.
It's a tablet that it feels like you're writing on paper, but it's like, you know, a screen and like a stylus. And it can do a bunch of stuff. Like, but the thing that I would want it for is it converts handwriting to text because I like the handwriting, but I don't necessarily like typing what I wrote in the computer. And I mean, I know there's other options, but it just really sounds really cool to have a Remarkable. But yeah, it's like $800 or something, like for a tablet. And but the thing is, like, there's no bells and whistles. Like, I think that might even be the black and white version. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't have internet. It doesn't have like all the other stuff like that would cause a distraction. And so that's I don't know, that's what I like about it. It's kind of like a notebook that I can more easily type with. But yeah, when I win the lottery, I'll let you know.
Yeah, if I win the lottery, I'm buying more than that. I'm fixing my house.
Oh, we don't have
Yeah.
time to list everything I would do if I won the lottery, but you also have to play the lottery to win, and I don't really do that. So,
Mhm. And, I haven't been able to, invent a new AI thing, so I'm not gonna be a millionaire or a billionaire anytime soon, much to my chagrin. Because boy, there's a list.
yeah, yes, indeedy. We made a wish. Yes, Sunday. Oh God, days. What are days even? Yesterday was full moon in Sagittarius. It was actually Saturday night when like you could see the moon, and we like made our
Mhm.
Sagittarius wish because Sagittarius is the sign of expansion and luck and abundance. And I don't know. I feel like I should be embarrassed, but I wished for just like a felt sense of safety in my body. And I'm like, there is just like so much that I want, but I feel like I can't even make the moves on it until I feel like safe in my body to do that. So,
Yeah, I feel like that's part of the problem is there's so much lack of security if you don't have enough money to make every day, make ends meet, and that keeps you from really doing as much as you could. But it's kind of weird because like most people don't want to be rich to be rich. They want to be rich to be secure and free. And like I don't want to be rich really. I want to just have enough to feel secure and be able to travel or do something. I think that's what most of us want.
that's true. That's a really good point. Do you feel like the micro blue moon has affected you or your cats any? Because I've noticed a lot personally.
Um, it's hard for me to say. I feel like I'm coming out of a bit of a difficult period where I was overdoing it, overworking, kind of burned out. And I wasn't really focusing on what I needed to focus on, which for me is my physical body. Like, I'm so deeply tied into how I feel as an athlete. If I don't feel like I'm fit, if I don't feel like I'm, eating well, then everything else goes downhill and I lose a lot of my confidence and I don't do as much. So for me, like the first step has been really cutting away the one thing that was really holding me back, which I just wrote a post about it. Spoiler, it's coffee drinks, like those stupid little espressos, cappuccino, only a tiny little cup. And every day I'd have, I don't want to say every day, but over the last few months, I've been more, doing that. It's like a habit. And not only is it costing me about $6 each time, which adds up, it's also keeping me from getting in the shape I want to get into because I don't know what's affecting me. If it's the coffee, if it's the milk, or if it's just like it's difficult for me. I have an allergy test on the 3rd, and I'm going to get more answers, but I have a feeling I'm allergic or sensitive to either coffee or whatever the milks are that I'm using, or some gum in the milks. Like, it could be something really dumb like that. So I said, I'm just going to give it up. I have a coffee maker at home. If I really need something, I have milk that I know won't bother me, and see if that helps shift things, because I realized, like, I'm not going to do what I want to do until I'm at the place where I feel good about myself. And for me, unfortunately, that's getting this excess 20 pounds, 25 pounds that I added to a competition body off. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if that's a moon thing, but that's kind of what I'm going through right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like with the coffee piece, I've been drawn to coffee too. We actually just talked about this in a call yesterday.
It is grounding. It is grounding. I think it gives a sense of safety, and I think that would
Mhm.
make me feel secure. But it wasn't really. It was like a false sense of security because I'm burning through money and I'm not really getting closer to my goals, which would create more security than just having a drink every day, you know?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, yeah, sometimes we got to give ourselves a little bit of grace and just like I was doing that thing because I need to do it, and now I'm moving on from that.
Yep.
One of the things I want to say though is one of the things about coffee, aside from the caffeine, obviously, is it can typically be moldy, and I'm actually allergic
Yeah.
to mold. But I love coffee. There is really something about coffee. Like it's more than just the caffeine. It's like that. Yeah, it's grounding somehow. But it's like maybe it's the ritual of the coffee, or I mean, it's earthy too. Like I think it's a little bit earthy and bitter. So yeah, that does. I do find that that's grounding.
It
Yeah,
helps
there's
you wake up your senses. It is a sensory experience. And for me, I think, yeah, the I have a brand that I use called Purity Coffee, and they test it for mold, and
okay.
it sounds expensive, like you look on the website, but they have sales like all the time, and you could pick up stuff on sale. So that's what I was doing for a while. I find it hard to get a good espresso from them because it's just regular coffee, but I might try again if I ever go back. If I find out I'm not allergic to it, which my mom just found out she's allergic to coffee, even though she's never been a coffee drinker, which is
Mm,
so bizarre. But she's
dang.
allergic to a bunch of other things, including eggs, which she did like and can't have. So I'm a little anxious when I'm going to find out. But
Yeah. I mean, it's all for like your highest good. Like it sucks. Like I mean, this is coming from someone that can't have wheat and soy, and there's a bunch of nuts I won't list, but the biggest two are wheat and soy. It happens to be in all pastries pretty much. I'm a pastry chef and like can't have pastries. I have to make it myself, and gluten-free baking really sucks. Like I'm sorry to say, like it's so effing annoying. Oh, and eggs are also I can't really do. And so like basically I'm baking gluten-free, egg-free, and it's so frustrating. Nothing comes out the way that I want it to.
yeah, it doesn't, it's either too hard or too like gummy, I find.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
tough.
the flip side being like you feel better when you're eating things that like aren't causing a reaction in your body. And so,
Yeah. My
yeah.
mom stopped eggs a couple weeks ago. Whenever she got her test, it might have been more than that. She's already down like almost 20 pounds.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, yeah, of course, you're not eating anything. But like, she can't eat eggs in the morning. She can't do a lot of the things. But she's losing weight pretty quickly. And I'm like, okay, good. Maybe because that's what helped me lose weight when I was 12. I was overweight and I found out I was allergic to dairy, soy, or no, dairy, gluten, and sugar I was sensitive to. So I stopped and I lost 30 pounds in 6 months. And my skating got better, everything, my focus got better, got so good that I forgot I had ADHD, which is kind of funny, but that's how I managed it. And then whenever I went off the wagon and had whatever I wanted, I'd experience stuff again. So I think it's kind of a good, you're right, it is a good thing. And even if it's difficult, it's ultimately the best thing for you because if your body's always inflamed, you're just inviting other health issues.
Yeah, I think that's playing into what we were saying earlier about like just doing the thing. Like the first step was the hardest step. And
Mhm.
once you come out the other side of it, you're going to remember like, oh, like, okay, like I did that. First off, I did that thing. Like I'm capable of doing it. And second, like that really helped me. Like, look how much better I'm feeling now.
Yeah.
I mean, the timeline's different, of course. And I think it's important to just notice these things and keep track of like what's going on in your own inner world and your physical body, and yeah, just like where everything takes you. Um, are we kind of at the end here? We're kind of like petering out that the ADHD is real.
I've been rocking back and forth and moving my chair, and I thought, wow, that looks super unprofessional. But it's a little bit of a compensating for sitting still. But yeah, I don't have anything else. If anyone has anything, drop it in the chat. But if not, we're gonna take off and go sit outside or something.
Yeah. If I may, since we're gonna be finishing up, I already okayed this with Christy, so I'm allowed. I have a show and tell coming up on Sunday, June 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And that's a place for us to talk about what lights us up, like with this card with your gifts. I think we need more of what's lighting us up. And so this is just a space, show and tell on Zoom, 1 p.m. Eastern, June 7th. And I'll put it in the replay, the link and everything. But yeah, it's just a place for us to talk about what's lighting us up. I think the world needs more of that. And so bring your favorite things. It could be a rock. This is my grounding rock for calls. It could be a painting. I've been so inspired by people's creativity in there. I said I was going to do a watercolor painting, so I'm going to do that. And I'm sorry, Kitty, we're almost done.
You can hear her, huh?
She's so loud.
Sorry.
It's so
okay.
funny.
Sit on your pedestal. Sit on your pedestal. She has a pedestal on my bed that she sits on when I'm doing things, and she's refused. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Good.
She's like, you're done, y'all.
She's so annoyed with me all the time. So yeah, if anyone
Do you have
wants
anything
to
coming up, Christy? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, I'm not really at the moment. Oh, she's being fed. Okay. No, just my two Substacks. One is the ADHD Tarot, which is the logo you see up above my head. It's using tarot cards through a neurodivergent lens. I think this is really important for people with ADHD or neurodivergence, like giving you a way to read into what you're experiencing and sort of recontextualize it. And that's what I do there. And I'm published like several times a week. And every month I do Zodiac mini readings for paid subscribers, which is basically for your Zodiac sign. Read different things. I know. And then Not Your Average Athlete is the other one, which is more getting out of your own way, not just about athletics, although that's what it sounds like. It's about neurodivergence and creativity and all kinds of things. So if anyone wants to find me there, that's cool.
Can confirm Christy's readings always hit for me. So we're going to probably go now because kitties are mad.
Yeah, she's angry. All right. Well, thanks. And we'll see you all at some point on another live.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Christy.
Bye.
Bye.